When I doing the formal design, I find out the characteristic that some flower seeds and other small but easy to get a huge volume elements have. The bordering between whether some flower seeds are ordered or disordered is fuzzy. When see down the flowers, we could say they are ordered for the geometric shape given by nature. Then after manual intervention or nature cause, the seeds get away from their flowers and become disordered. I gathered some seeds together and they were still disordered because any individual's position followed no rule. To make them ordered, I counted 40 seeds as a group and arranged all the groups in matrix. Then they were some kind of ordered. But the problem was that when you talk about only one group out of those all seeds, you could not say they were ordered because they showed up just like the situation before. I counted 40 as a group. What's more, every group was actually different from each other with different patterns and sizes of seeds inside, and you could not realize this time that I made some tricks between these groups. I gathered only 38 seeds in the first group, and 42 in the second, and 39 in the third. I've changed the number of seeds for each group. I broke a part of my rule that I followed before to array the seeds. When you realize it, things become interesting because now you may hesitate to tell out whether seeds were ordered or disordered. After this confusing state, I did another try. I reduced the number of seeds to 10 in each group. This time, it was easier to find out the same tricks I made, and I feel these two 10-seed group images looked a little more disordered than the former 40-seed group ones. This difference was because of the number of seeds each group contained, for that was all I changed. Then I put these images together and start to think of what caused the different degrees of disordered feelings. What I found out was that the distance between each seed may be the answer. The 40-seed group was more compact, while the 10-seed group was loose relatively, and with the fact of large number, the feeling of group was much stronger in 40-seed group situation, which might lead to the feeling of more ordered. Also, the reason why you could tell out my tricks easier in 10-seed group situation was that you could easily go know how many seeds in each group in a glass even without counting. That must thank for our great brains which could deal with such problems about shapes and numbers all of a sudden before you realize it. That was all the magic of our perception of human vision. That's the irresistible charm visual communication has. After I gained the stage's success, I started to go further. I just broke more of my rule I set up at the very beginning. I made the distance between each seed bigger. That went to an almost disordered condition. The groups were still there, but the boundary was not clear anymore. The rule was not completely broken, but seemed to have no meaning anymore, as it was in charge already. It came to the time to set up a new rule now, I thought. I arranged the seeds singly in lines with all tips towards up. They looked neat and more ordered, even their size and patterns were different. The same, I started to break the rules a little. I moved away a few seeds randomly. As time went by, more and more seeds removed. The rest seeds were still on their position, but the whole frame gained a feeling of swaying, and the lines were not as clear as they were before. Each single seed was ordered on their right position all the time, but the full image with some seed missing became anxious and confusing emotionally in the corresponding feeling of disordered. What's ambiguous was that you didn't know when it turned from ordered to disordered. You could not tell the extra moment. However, if theoretically you kept the rule really hard, the bordering might be clear. When there was a line started to appear with only one seed on it, it was disordered, and the line needed at least 2 points. Finally, everything was gone, and now came another question for us to think about. Is nothing a situation of ordered or disordered?